2 point on set. Breaking Stereotypes. Count 1, take 1.
Hi everyone, my name is Annalie LeBlanc.
My name is Riddhi Sharma.
Hi, my name is Shaurya Bharadwaj.
Zaki Farooq Khimani.
Karan Anand.
My name is Faith.
Naga Abhinav.
Hi, I'm Gursimar.
Sangeet.
Kevin Lauren Abraham.
Hello, it's Convo.
My name is Zara. I'm in my 3rd year of nursing.
I'm a 4th year kinesiology of science student.
I'm in my 2nd year of software engineering. 3rd year student in the Faculty of Art.
In my 2nd year of electrical engineering.
First year business administration student.
4th year of my degree in statistics.
It's been okay.
It's been very interesting, for the lack of a better word.
The last 2 years have been challenging, I'll say.
I think they've been tough.
The last 2 years, of course, the world was struck by a pandemic, so it's definitely been challenging, like for myself.
A roller coaster ride.
I've had some ups and downs.
A mix of ups and downs.
Ups and downs. Honestly, a lot has happened. A lot has happened. It's really hard to catch up with how things have changed. But,
I think for myself, it's really been about that personal growth. I feel like we're always on the move, we're always doing things, always have a to-do list, and this really allows you to kind of stop and reflect on the things that you've accomplished during the year.
The pandemic was indeed something I saw as necessary for me because I was able to connect with myself in ways I wouldn't otherwise.
I had a deeper connection with myself. Pandemic gave us a pause, and that helped us just take a minute to ourselves and really get in touch with our inner soul.
I started, thinking of new ways to bring out my creativity, or whether, it would be shoe designing or playing basketball or something like that.
So basically, my whole first year just went me sitting in front of a laptop. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where my first year ended. My first year ended with me closing my laptop.
The pandemic was a blessing in disguise, I'd say, because spending time at home, it increased the bond with me and my family.
my friends and I became closer. My family and I started to talk more often.
Be considerate. That's I think pandemic is a time where I felt, I love so many people around me. So I was scared of losing everybody, I used to call everybody, even the friends who I've, lost contact with, I used to message them because we had time in our hands. So I used to message them, take care, stay safe.
Yeah, it built up a lot of anxiety within me, and I started to feel very different than how I used to feel. I used to be a lot more outgoing, but now I feel the introverted side of me come out.
Personally, for me, within my family, I recently lost my grandmother because she had dementia, so it was really hard for our family in terms of seeing her go through the COVID phase but not know what was happening around her. So I feel like that was definitely tough for us, but I feel like it taught us about how to stay close to loved ones even if you can't be in the same room as them. So we would call her, we would just kind of chat with her, wave to her through the window. So you kind of do everything that you can, but it was definitely tough for us, yeah.
Staying connected with myself is one of the most important things during the last 2 years because what I did was, for the first time in my life, I did what I think I wouldn't do. I picked up a sport and I picked up training.
Continuously indulging in hobbies, exercises at home. Apart from them, I used to game with my friends every night, so that kept me pretty occupied.
So I keep reading stuff, I watch movies, I listen to calming music, things that just make me happy in general. I go out for walks, I just work out.
During this time, I started learning to cook, and that really helped me enjoy the cooking part. I never knew that this is something I would enjoy, to be honest.
It just developed in me this resilient attitude that made me believe that I could do whatever I wanted, whatever I could. I just believed in myself so much more, and that just kept me grounded and humble, and that was one of the most important things I felt was necessary for me.
So for me, how I stay connected with myself, I love music. Music keeps me sane. A lot of music helped me. So I love music. People who know me know that I'm a huge music fan, whether it's Bollywood, rap, hip hop, something like that. I love to dance too. So those are the 2 ways for me in which I feel connected with myself, and I feel like I don't feel worries anymore.
Personally with myself, I kind of did little things to kind of make myself happy. So whether that was drinking tea, reading a book, starting a new book, kind of just having a FaceTime chat with a friend. I think that was really key in terms of just doing little things for myself that would benefit my overall happiness.
I journal a lot. I put my emotions down in pen and paper. I feel that it helps me reflect on my actions, my thoughts, and also helps me develop and grow as a person.
I like to do a lot of activities alone, such as reading, knitting, crocheting. Ways that I can use my skills without socializing. That's how I feel very connected to myself, because I get to spend that time alone to learn more about who I am.
I just, sit with myself. That's it. That's what I do. I spend a lot of time alone, collecting my thoughts and reflecting. That's how I talk to myself, essentially.
Happy humility to me means keeping my foot grounded. Keeping my foot grounded and being humble, being nice to others, because you're in control of what you're doing, and what you're doing can affect other people's lives. And having a positive impact in people's life is one of the most beautiful things you could ever do.
Happy humility means being aware of your surrounding, being aware of people around you, about their emotions.
Happy humility to me starts with small actions. It's to say that I see you, I acknowledge your presence, and it could be as simple as, how are you today?
To do good and show kindness, it could be as simple as smiling at someone or complimenting someone, to helping someone to an extent, or it has no boundaries.
For me, I think happy humility means peace. Peace with myself.
I think it means being proud of who I am as a person.
To me, it means being grateful for my mentors, my friends, my family, being very thankful that I have them in my life. In other ways, it means helping others within the communities.
Is giving back to the community, actually.
Helping the most I can in every small things,
Do acts of kindness and generosity, and just be available for people and myself.
Happy humility to me, it brings a community closer together and more open, so people have that space to say, you know what, I can talk to my friend Faith about this, and I know she'll be there to hear, even though I don't have the answers, but at least I'll be, providing a listening ear.
Humility in that situations, when there's a need of help, when there's a need of empathy, when there's a need of sympathy, needs to be a helping hand to hold. It's not like to help, the helping hand should be to give you some help, but it should at least provide you some support to go through that.
How do I become more kinder to myself?
I'm not very kind to myself.
My mother would be the person to inspire me to be the kindness, because I've seen her work so hard to take care of the family.
I'd say my friends and family, who are very supportive, they inspire me to be kinder to myself. A lot of times I'm not very kind to myself and they call me out, and I appreciate that.
Family keeps me happy. My mom sends me sweet messages, usually like every week, to just motivate me, and just sends words of affirmations like, you're doing a great job, and it's nice when it comes from your parents, right?
Health is the most important thing that inspires me to be kind to myself. Eating the right food, having a fitness regime.
Like, setting realistic goals, and like keeping small goals that I can achieve. That way I stay on track, with my studies, with myself, and with my mental health.
I believe I owe something to myself for every single step I take to get closer to those goals. And I do deserve the little bit of niceness that I can give myself to get closer to these goals. And I do deserve a break at times.
It could be something as small as going to a new restaurant just to have food, or pampering myself with various other things, or buying so-called materialistic things.
The way I see it is, we're all a vessel with finite time and emotions. And if you have to recognize the kind of support system and people you're surrounded with, because if I'm just giving to the society, if I would just keep giving and I'm not recognizing the fact that my vessel is kind of running dry, then that will lead me down a path that isn't good for my health.
I've always said this saying that your body is a temple. You're only gonna live with your body once. This is the only body you have, your body, your mind, your soul. So everything is connected. So I feel like being kinder to myself allows me to grow as a whole, whether that's physically and my fitness goals, whether that's mentally with my mental goals. So I feel like doing those little things for myself allow me to grow as a whole and a human being.
Everyone needs to be treated in a kind fashion. And when I say everyone, and I include the idea of oneself. So for me, I think each and every person out there, including myself, deserve a minimum level of kindness and gratitude.
I read this quote a year ago. It says, do your best every day, but also remember that your best is going to change, or is going to be different every day. So for me, when I looked at that quote, I don't measure my successes of, oh, yesterday I did great, so I should do even better than yesterday. It's helped me to be content with what I'm able to do today in this moment.
I believe you make yourself happy. True happiness comes from within, and to me, I find happiness by just waking up in the morning and telling myself, you know what, you just got to do it, you know.
In my first year, I was so shy.
Very consumed with being this shy, anxious person.
I thought of myself as really shy.
I had these limitations in my head.
And it wasn't until I entered university and I learned more about myself that I discovered that I can be different.
I put a challenge to myself. Say, you know, people have done it and there's no way that you're going to improve yourself with having this limitation or this mindset of I can't do it because I'm not good enough. So I put myself out there and taking on challenges, as scary as it is, the things that you learn when you take up a challenge is very rewarding, and now I'm obsessed with it. I take challenges every time.
I definitely do not see myself as the same individual anymore. The sets of ideas, the kind of excitement that, both positive and negative, but like the kind of excitement, the kind of passion I had towards some things, there isn't anymore. But like I've now gained the knowledge and like the awareness to more things in life.
There was a time when I used to think that I needed to be like the absolute perfect version of myself, like to be like those superstars you see on TV with the like body and the physique and everything like that, to be accepted by society. And even the most saddest part is in India itself, there's a whole lot of, you know, racism based on our skin color. They have like fairness creams, which is not there in any other part of the world. Like they believe that we need to be whiter to be accepted by people. And so that sort of thing limited what I could do and what I am. And so that is one thing that took a long time for myself to like overcome, and made me realize that who I am is what matters, and what I am to, like, my actions matter more than my like superficial features, you know what I'm saying?
The truth is that I realized that every one of us has some struggles and stress in every day. We usually face some challenges that are really bigger than as compared to each one of us. So I changed that perspective, and I don't want to relate with that.
So one internalized memory I would definitely want to overcome would be when my granddad passed away. So I was pretty close to him, and I know it gets pretty emotional for me when I talk about him in a couple of ways. But you know, when he was in my life, I you know, didn't talk to him as much as I did, but you know, at the same time, I really loved him a lot, and I couldn't tell him that before he went away. And that's one memory that I really think to myself that maybe it was my fault that he was in that stress. And as for how I overcome it, I just talk to my parents about it, and they just keep on saying that the amount of proudness that he had on you, he would have literally gone to every person outside and would have been like, if I want a grandson, I want him to be like Kanwo. And that really helped me overcome that tough time.
I don't want to identify with the part of me that always believed that I couldn't achieve what I wanted to do. Because over time I've realized it's just all in you. You just have to get out there and just achieve it. And with where I'm at right now, I believe if I can do it, anybody can. And so definitely not the one that believes you can't achieve what you want to.
It's a really big question.
So the stereotype that I had from everyone and coming from a developing country was that a person needs to get married in 26, 27 and have a child or something by this age. So this is something that I have been hearing from a lot of friends and from my family as well. So this is something I broke actually, and I've tried to focus on myself.
So usually when I came from also, there was like a lot of limitations, or like there is always a phase, or there's always a statement that passes to always not be as confident as you are. So you have to always think twice to see how you will be projected on others.
I think the only stereotype I'd hold to myself would be addressing people. I just feel that sometimes I'm not able to express myself well.
I was a shy person, and part of being shy is that you don't really voice out to the changes that you want to see.
Frankly, I didn't see a true representation of myself in a leadership role.
There weren't a lot of people who looked like me. And I'm the kind of person who wants to be involved in the community.
And that discouraged me to pursue those roles. So I at that time I didn't realize that I could, I had this small voice in my head telling, I don't see my representation there, so perhaps I shouldn't go, I should put myself out there.
I don't want to participate so much, and I don't want to participate so badly that I take away someone's right because I'm not from this country in the very first place.
But then after and I think it all comes down to having that deeper connection with your true self. After knowing and really finding myself, which I still am in a journey to, but that helped me challenge myself and strive for those roles.
To step up and do something for the community. And not only that, to shine for themselves as well.
Being in a program in a field that's mainly male-dominated, I often feel out of place, and that is a stereotype that I don't hold for myself. I believe that as a woman, I can still succeed just as well as other men can in the same program.
The most internalized stereotype that I have is when people believe I can't make things happen, because I was always observed to be this person that would slack off at times. But over time, that's completely changed, because by hook or by crook, I will make things happen, and I pull through. So definitely, that's one of the stereotypes that set me apart, because I was not expected to come out as bright as people expected to be. But I beat that, and I challenge myself every day to become a better version of myself. So definitely, that's one of them.
Sort of had this idea that you had to act a certain way to get people to be interested in who you are. But I pretty much realized that was total BS. And for me, what I believe and what I figured out along the line, and I'm still figuring it out, is that the truth comes from looking into yourself and saying, look, what characters make me?
There was a whole lot of racism, even among my own friends. There were some friends who had more fair skin than I did, and it's sad to see, but they used to get treated better, and we used to be shamed for having darker skin color, which is absolutely absurd to even think about. But then that's one thing I had a challenge for myself, that my parents are like, oh, you're going to be there's going to be a lot of white people you're going to be facing against, and it's I thought it was a big challenge just to talk to them as if they were on a higher ground than us. But then once coming here, I just realized no, we're all humans, we're all on the same plane, just don't treat anybody higher, don't treat anybody lower, just be friendly with everybody. Yep, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. This is the first time I've done a one-take thing. Thank you.
This was fun.